Hello and welcome back. In this video I'd like to talk about some updates to Google Sites. You're going to notice that if you go into Google Sites now, it looks a little different than what we've been seeing in the videos. And until I have some time to redo the entire video series, I thought I would do this video to summarize for you what the real changes are. I mean, most of it is functioning exactly the same, some slight variations in look, and a little bit of added functionality, and I'm going to talk about the functionality today. If in the subsequent videos the screens look a little different, just know that it's a minor reorganization and that any of those things that we talk about in subsequent videos should still hold. Okay, so let me re-enter the site that we've been working on. And you'll notice that the controls look a little different over here. There's a little bit of reorganization over on this side. And let's go over that. Right now, I have this From Drive icon that's been moved up to the very top. And previously, you'd find that lower down on the page, but it really functions the same way. If I click on From Drive, it's just going to bring me to my Google Drive, and I can pick anything that's in there. The real advantage of this icon, because there are individual buttons to search out docs and sheets and calendars and all sorts of things that you might have in your drive. And they're more efficient in a way, because if I'm looking for a doc and I click the doc icons, I'm not going to see the other file types, and that's going to make it a little easier for me to find. The real advantage that I see in using this From Drive is when you're trying to install an entire folder. So if I wanted to install this folder, it's called junk for now, so I'm obviously not going to keep it around. I'm just going to say insert, and now it's showing me all the contents of that folder. And if, let me just center that, if I had folders inside folders, etc., they'd all be listed here. So all the content starting at the level of the folder that I pick and including that's anything that's inside that will be visible here. Now there is one caveat to this, and that is that you need to have your permissions set correctly on the Google Drive side. Now I've demonstrated this ability to insert a folder in another video, and that all works the same, permissions are the same, etc. Just how you access it is a little different. They've just reorganized this sidebar a little bit. So I'm going to delete that. You can go on to that other video to see more details about that. Now, next thing you're going to notice is that there's this new section called Layouts, and this is very, very handy. So I'll put it up here near the top because I'm not going to keep it. But note that there are some predetermined formats over on the right. There's 6 of them. And if I click on one of them, it's simply a shortcut to give me this nice design layout. So this particular shortcut includes options for 3 columns, each of which contains a picture, a heading, and a space to add text underneath it. So if I clicked on the first one and I said select image, let me go to my drive and find some images I have there. Note it's going to take that image and it's going to fit it into that space. So I can do that multiple times. I could upload an image, select an image, go to my drive, etc. So we'll try From My Drive. See, it's the same thing really that I just saw. It's just a different way of, a different layout for accessing it. There's one. And I'll just go back to select image. I find for this particular task, especially if I know where my images are, that's a little more efficient. Okay, and then I can put titles in here. And then there's places underneath where you can add text. little slip of the hand there. Let me get rid of those. Okay, so you can see that's a quick way to get a beautiful format where everything is sized for me. Could I have created this kind of idea just building it a piece at a time? I could have, but this is extremely convenient. There are some other advantages to it. You can see there's some designs over here that would be more difficult to produce. You could do it, but a little more difficult to produce. So these layouts are very handy. If they meet your needs, I definitely recommend using them. And then if you look down underneath the last section of the page, whereas you're going to see in the other videos, these are broken up into sections for embedding and for other things. And here, they've changed up. There's a little bit of a change to some of these items, but they're just organized differently. They're now just in one big group, and Google is not distinguishing between the types of things that you can put in. So a little simplified layout there. Okay, so that's what you should know about the more recent updates, the easy access to your drive, the layouts, and the reorganization of the most common content that you're going to install in there. Now, you'll notice that there's nothing here for PDFs. That's fine. If there's another type of file that you don't see in this quick list of objects to install, remember, you can always put that in your drive and then navigate to it through this drive button and install it that way.